Hello and welcome to the Political Nigerian channel. In this channel, we want every Nigerian citizen that is able to participate in the political and governance process of this country to do so. But to do so, we need to understand how these processes work. We need to do so from a position of knowledge. In this video, we want to look at the 1999 Constitution and the clamor for referendum. Can we have a referendum in Nigeria with the 1999 Constitution that we have? Remember that the 99 Constitution is the document by which the international communities hold us to account. It is the law by which we govern ourselves. And so, for those who are clamoring for one sort of referendum or the other, whether it is for the purpose of self-determination, because we have that group, or is for the purpose of splitting Nigeria and, how was it we put it, dividing the territorial integrity, compromising the territorial integrity of Nigeria into smaller bits. They want a referendum for that. Can that happen? Back in the 60s, we did hold a referendum. It was a plebiscite. It was based off of the result of that referendum that the Midwestern region was carved out from the Western region. The Midwestern region became Bendel State, and today it is Edo Delta. How did the people of the Midwest get the referendum? They didn't get it by mere demanding for it. Agitation alone would not give it to you. The Federal House approved of such a referendum or plebiscite to occur. It was on the basis of that the Midwest was able to conduct the referendum that gave them autonomy away from the old Western region. Now, it wasn't only the Midwest people that were agitating at the time. We had peoples who were agitating for autonomy in the old Northern region. We also had those who were agitating in the old Eastern region. For example, the core group, the Cross River Oguja Rivers group. But none of them were able to garner the kind of support at the federal level that the Midwest people got. And that was how Midwest region got its autonomy. Now, they were able to do that because the independent constitution that we were running on at the time recognized such events, made provision for such eventualities, which eventualities the 79 Constitution, which has now metamorphosed into the 99 Constitution, does not recognize. And so, when we carry our placards and go to the US Embassy and go to the UK Parliament and go to the United Nations in New York to demand that they come conduct or monitor a referendum in our country for the purposes of balkanizing it, for the purposes of breaking it up into smaller pieces. Aren't we wasting our time? Because there are domestic and international laws guiding these things. It might surprise you to know that even if the UN, the US or the UK or any other body, even the Nigerian government, wanted to grant approval for a referendum to be done, we have no law for it. We have nothing upon which such an approval can be given. If we look at the 1999 Constitution, we have the term referendum in a few places, and I would like to share that Constitution with us. So this is the 1999 Constitution, and what I would do, I will just find the term referendum and we'll see the places where referendum is stated. So like here, referendum is stated. Proposal for the creation of state is thereafter approved in a referendum. If you move on to another place, the result of the referendum is then approved by a simple majority. If you move on to another place, it states referendum as well. This one in demand for the proposed local government. This one is in terms of the local government. And then there is another place where we have referendum, I think, yeah, which is here in section 69, I think, has to do with some petitions and stuff with INEC and so on and so forth. Okay, but there is nothing in the Constitution that recognizes referendum for the purposes of breaching the territorial integrity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And because there is nothing like that in our Constitution, which is the document that the international community recognize as the lawful document by which the Nigerian people carry out their activities, it is difficult for anyone to grant referendum for the breakup of this country. I would like to share something from the international perspective. This one is coming from the UN. This is the guidelines for constitutional referendum at national level adopted by the Venice Commission at its 47th plenary meeting in Venice. And that was in 2001. I will cut through the chase. I'm going to share the link of this UN website in the description of this video. But this is where I want to go to. Section 2B3. Here is where I want to go to. Because the place says that the use of referendums must comply with the legal system as a whole, and especially the rules governing revision of the Constitution. In particular, referendums cannot be held if the Constitution does not provide for them. For example, where constitutional reform is a matter for Parliament's exclusive jurisdiction. So, this our clamor, not our clamor, the clamor of some of our brothers and sisters for referendum, has no law upon which it can launch from. And so my concern is that we might be expending energies unnecessarily in directions that will not yield fruits, that will not produce results. Why not think of a more effective means of channeling this energy to get results that will benefit all of us? There are loads of things we can do in this country to improve our lot. And carrying placards going to London and America is not one of them. Because those people will not be able to. They will not be able to conduct a referendum for us in this country. There was such a move before, during the Civil War, that the UN should come conduct a referendum for the minorities of the old Eastern region. Well, what came out of it? Absolutely nothing. It never held. Because there are processes and procedures for these things. It's not enough for us to just carry placards. We must carry those placards in such manner that they are underpinned by instruments of law. That way they will have effect. Any other way, we would just be wasting our time and energy. I would prefer that our brothers and sisters have a rethink and don't go disgracing us outside as if we are a people without law. Because the people we are going to meet with this placard to come and they look at our laws and say, but why are they coming and asking for referendum? It's not in their constitution. So where do they want us to get the powers to come do referendum for them for? Let me give you an example of what happened in Spain. Very recently, we are all living witnesses to what happened in Spain. Catalonia is a northern region of Spain. They held a referendum, but the Spanish government did not approve of it. They went ahead to hold it anyway. They got the result of the referendum. And then, what did they do? They declared independence. Even held elections. What was the outcome of all of that exercise? It was based off of nothing because the mother country did not give consent, did not give approval. And so the rest of Europe and the rest of the world did not recognize Catalonia. They did not recognize the referendum. They did not recognize the independence. The ringleaders of that movement are in jail today. So this is not just a Nigerian thing. There are precedents for this stuff, and we can't reinvent the wheel. Let us channel our energies and effort to more constructive things. We have not held our government to account in this country. We are running with placard going everywhere. We have not held government to account. There are ways to do so. So many ways to do so. But we have refused to do so as a people. We have not participated in the governance process of this country. Imagine that in Nigeria today, you can become a governor with as little as 112,000 votes. You can become a governor. In a state where you have electorates of over 2.5 million registered voters. But all you need is 112,000 votes. We are playing with fire. Those placards will not help us. Rather than carry placards, we should carry our voters' cards. It is the best referendum we can have. The best placard we can carry. Na voters' card. Let us understand that democracy is a game. And with every game, there are rules. We are a footballing nation. We know that for you to stand the chance to succeed, to win a game, you must play by the rules. Otherwise, you go lose. We will take the issue of self-determination, because that's another variant. That's another variant of the struggle for referendum. Self-determination. The UN recognizes self-determination. The International Declaration of Human Rights of 1948 or so, has something that recognizes self-determination. In fact, self-determination predates the Declaration of Human Rights, because self-determination came sometime around 1941. But how does the UN see self-determination? There is need for us to look at these things so that we don't spend unnecessary monies flying to America, to the UN headquarters, to carry placard. What is self-determination as seen through the lenses of the United Nations? That will be for another video. We'll post it somewhere. We'll see you again.